You think attraction is about looks, money, or saying the perfect lines? No. The real game is psychological. And if you don't understand how the mind works, you will always be reacting instead of leading. You will be the one overthinking her texts, waiting for replies, trying harder, giving more, while another man says less, does less, and somehow she can't stop thinking about him. That difference is not luck, it's influence. Let me ask you something deeper. Do you really control your own thoughts? Or are your beliefs shaped by what you scroll, what the media pushes, what trends tell you is important? Nobody forces you physically. They guide your attention, and wherever your attention goes, your emotions follow. Wherever your emotions go repeatedly, attachment forms. That's how society influences millions of people at once. Now understand this clearly. Attraction works the same way. If you're walking the path of discipline, semen retention, self-improvement, you cannot afford to ignore psychology. Because if you don't understand influence, you will be influenced. If you don't control the frame, you will live inside hers. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Attraction is not logical. A woman doesn't fall for a man because he presented a perfect argument. She feels something first. Then her mind creates reasons to justify the feeling. Feelings are born in the subconscious. The subconscious responds to emotion, imagery, tension, uncertainty, rhythm, mystery. Not begging, not over-explaining, not logical persuasion. So if you want real influence, you must speak to the subconscious. The first way to do that is storytelling. Direct commands trigger resistance. If you tell a woman what she should think, her guard goes up immediately. If you tell her how she should feel, she pulls back. The more obvious you are, the weaker you look. But stories bypass defense. When you say, "This reminds me of something," or "I once knew someone in a similar situation," her mind relaxes. Stories don't feel like pressure, they feel natural. And because they feel natural, they slide directly into imagination. Imagination is where emotion lives. Let's say she tells you about a guy she's unsure about. If you say, "You should leave him and choose me," you instantly lose power. It sounds desperate and controlling. But if you say, "I had a friend who kept investing in someone who wasn't fully choosing him. When he finally stepped back and focused on himself, he attracted someone who valued him completely." Now you've planted a seed. You didn't command her, you guided her. Her subconscious connects the dots on its own. And when people believe they came to a conclusion themselves, that belief is stronger. Stories also position you as experienced, as calm, as someone who understands dynamics without forcing outcomes. Now go deeper. From teenage years, many women consume romance narratives, dramas, novels, shows. The consistent theme, emotional intensity. A man who feels different, a connection that feels bigger than ordinary life. If you can create moments that feel meaningful and emotionally charged, you step into that narrative. Strong eye contact, a pause before you speak, a deep conversation that shifts energy, playfulness followed by seriousness. You become more than a guy. You become a story unfolding. The second method is attention capture. Humans fall in love with what they think about repeatedly. If someone occupies mental space long enough, emotions attach automatically. This is why people develop crushes on celebrities they've never met. Repeated exposure builds emotional familiarity. Familiarity builds attachment. So your goal isn't to flood her with attention. Your goal is to make her think about you. Curiosity is the key. Never reveal everything at once. When she asks about your past, give depth, but not the entire picture. When you share something interesting, stop naturally and say, "I'll tell you the rest another time." Then leave. The human brain hates unfinished stories. It tries to complete them. That means she will replay the conversation in her head. She will wonder what you meant. She will imagine possibilities. That's influence without chasing. Another powerful element of attention capture is tension. Not toxic arguments, not emotional chaos, but playful friction. Tease her lightly, challenge her opinions calmly, disagree without getting emotional. When everything is too smooth and predictable, attraction fades. But when there's tension mixed with confidence, energy rises. You must understand this. Boredom kills attraction faster than rejection. Which brings us to the third method, emotional variety. Modern life is repetitive. Wake up, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. Emotional spikes are rare. That's why entertainment is addictive. It provides drama, adventure, risk, reward, things daily life lacks. If being around you feels flat, overly available, overly predictable, you blend into the routine of her life. But if being around you feels dynamic, playful one moment, focused the next, warm but slightly distant at times, you become associated with emotion, and emotion bonds people deeply. Mystery plays a massive role here. A mysterious man does not overshare. He does not constantly explain himself. He doesn't react emotionally to every small thing. He observes. He chooses his words carefully. He has depth. One moment you're teasing her. The next moment you're serious about your mission. Sometimes you respond quickly. Other times you're busy building your life. There's a rhythm. There's contrast. Contrast creates intrigue. When she cannot fully predict you, she stays engaged. When she feels different emotions around you, curiosity, excitement, slight uncertainty, admiration, she associates you with intensity, and intensity is addictive. Now here's where semen retention becomes your hidden advantage. When you constantly chase pleasure, your energy becomes scattered, your presence feels needy, your eyes seek validation. But when you retain, when you discipline your urges, your energy stabilizes, your gaze becomes steady, your movements slow down, your voice deepens naturally. You don't rush responses, you don't over-explain, you don't chase. That grounded energy creates natural mystery without effort. You don't have to fake unpredictability, you simply have a life, a mission, a purpose. Your world does not revolve around her, and paradoxically, that makes her want to be part of your world. But listen carefully, none of these principles work if you are internally weak. Psychology amplifies who you already are. If you're insecure, storytelling sounds fake. If you're desperate, tension becomes jealousy. If you lack direction, mystery becomes confusion. If you crave validation, attention capture turns into over-texting. Real influence starts with self-mastery. Control your impulses, control your emotions, control your reactions. When you master yourself, you naturally control the frame of interaction. When you control the frame, you influence perception. When you influence perception, you influence emotion. Most men try to impress. Powerful men create curiosity. Most men talk too much. Powerful men create silence that pulls people in. Most men chase attention. Powerful men become worthy of attention. If she's thinking about you when you're not around, replaying your words, wondering what you're doing, feeling slightly unsure but deeply intrigued, then you've already shifted the power dynamic. But here's the final truth. The ultimate goal is not manipulation, it's transformation. When you build your body, sharpen your mind, retain your energy, focus on your purpose, and move with calm intensity, influence becomes natural. You don't need tricks. You don't need games. Your presence alone carries weight. And that is the highest level of psychological power. Master yourself first, because once you control your mind, controlling the dynamic becomes effortless.